Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla battling video, and today we're going over Evangelion Unit 02. So many Evangelion units these days, I am forgetting what numbers are which, but this is 02, the red one, Asuka Langley Soryu's unit. It's a lot to remember, but it is what it is, and it is a fun unit. Do I think it is the best unit to come to the game? Maybe not. Do I think it's definitely a fun unit? Absolutely. So, Evangelion Unit 2 has a lot going for her. A lot more than Rei does, or the Unit 0 from yesterday's review. And I'm not saying that she is better than Unit 0, I'm just saying that she has a lot more going on. Unit 0, walks, then she pulls out the shield, and then she explodes. Unit 0 has a lot in this kit. So let me see if I remember it all correctly. When she spawns and she jumps down and hits the ground, she does a knockback ability. When she is in her regular form, she has her dualies right there, and she hits the brap brap, and will fight the enemies, right? And she can hit air. She will evolve after 30 seconds into her berserker state. When she is in her berserker state, she can stun units, and she has like the same stun, like I guess length or range as Gigan Final Wars, where he can like hook you from a really far distance. She can stun you as well from a super far distance. So she stuns. She gets an increased damage boost to flying units. I think it's like a 10% damage boost against flying units. She gives a 30% damage boost to herself and ally units that she spawns adjacent to. She doesn't really have a radius that you can see like Batra does, right? Does Batra have one that you can see when you drop them? I don't remember. No, Batra doesn't, but I think Megaguirus has the pull range. I don't know. Regardless, you can't see where her buff is, but it looks like it's buffing units that she's directly like next to, like one tile in either direction next to. I'm seeing it maybe buffing one unit, buffing two units. It just depends on her length. When she jumps into the battlefield, she also, I think, gets that knockback as well. She can hit the flyer units. I think I hit it all right. She's super fast. She can stun. She gets the boost to flyers, and she gives a boost to your teammates. So that, I think, is the complete rundown of her kit and what she has going for her. Now, what do I think about her actually as a unit? I'm liking her a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with her. She seems to be a point of divisiveness within the community. Some people think she's the best unit to come to the game ever. Some people think she's the worst of the three Evangelion units, but definitely not one of the worst units. The biggest L that she takes seems to be her inconsistency with targeting, and that is an issue that affected, if you remember, Evangelion Unit 1 as well, but apparently that's been fixed, so we'll have to do another video talking about that, I guess, at some point. And you can see on the screen right there, her targeting is all over the place. She doesn't know what unit to go for, what to attack, and then she eventually goes for that crystal, right? So that's what I mean by, like, that's the inconsistency, where you want her to go and hit something, but maybe she's going to like run around like a feral dog and just do whatever she wants to do. So we talked about Rei in Unit 0 being inconsistent yesterday with just getting the explosion, although she's very consistent with everything else she does. Unit 2, it is a lot more difficult to plan where she is going to attack because of that like lunge. And it really seems to be a detriment in some cases. There's some people that'll argue, myself included, that sometimes that can be helpful. I've had a lot of matches where she's just jumping around all of the enemies, like grappling onto them, pushing them away just like that, really spreading out enemies, and she just absolutely disrupts the enemy flow. I like that a lot, but that is really like way more difficult to plan for. You can see her right here. My Gigan stunned the Hedera, and Unit 2 stunned the Mothra Leo, which is huge. Being able to stun that Mothra Leo is massive, first of all. Let's just get one thing straight. She's like Gigan Final Wars, but for flying units, which is insanely helpful, right? So she has a 6 cost, which puts her at equal cost with Unit 1, and 1 cost higher than Unit 0, which is why I think Unit 0 is going to see a lot more play going forward, is because for Unit 0, you could put her in like a Bomb Squad deck and take out the 4th Angel if your 4th Angel is too low, or Burning Godzilla if your Burning Godzilla is too low. Unit 2 is going to be a big help there. Unit, 2? So Unit 0 is going to be a big help with the Bomb Squad decks. Unit 2, I think, is just an overall good plug-and-play character. Unit 0 fit really well in the bomb squads, like I just said. I'm retracting my steps. I don't know why, but Unit 2 is good in the bomb squad. Unit 0, oh my god. Unit 0 is good in the bomb squad. Unit 2 is good everywhere. She's an extremely versatile unit. She fits in not just like one random deck. You know, she's not like the linchpin to this kind of meta deck or something like that. She's just a really good option in most decks. She's a lot like Ava Unit 1. Ava Unit 1 can be slotted in any deck pretty much, even as a leader. Unit 2 can't be a leader, but she pretty much works in any deck. You want to do a Gigan Rush deck, that Berserker form, right? This Mr. Beast mode, right? When the Beast mode is running around and you Gigan boost that, that's kind of insane, right? She's leaping all over the place, going super fast. When you give her she'll take a G89 boost. That's great. If you Kiryu Absolute Zero Cannon, she can pounce onto the enemy leader. There's a lot of really good archetypes she fits in. I don't think she fits into one specific deck, which I think is a benefit to her. I don't think that Unit 2 is a bad unit, and I'm not even sure if she's the worst of the Evangelion units. She has a lot going on for her. I think if I would have to say at the moment the order of what the best Evangelion units are, I think Unit 0 is the best one just for the sheer consistency of her kit. Then I think Unit 2, and then I think Ava 1. But I think there's an argument to be made for Ava 1 over Unit 2 because it seems like Ava 1 has been fixed and Unit 2 now has all the tracking problems. But tracking problems aside, I really do think Unit 2 has a lot of potential in a lot of decks. It just becomes a matter of she's a 6 cost, right? Not a lot of players are using a ton of 6 cost units on their team. So it becomes a matter of who are you going to replace for Unit 2. I'm certainly not going to replace GMK for Unit 2, right? I might not even replace Burning for Unit 2 or Batra for Unit 2. It is more deck dependent, and you can build a deck with her in it, but swapping her into some of these meta teams and having to sacrifice maybe a unit that's a little bit stronger in the meta than her can be detrimental. I don't think she's bad in any regards. I think she is a really good unit. It just becomes a matter of who do you choose her over, because there's a lot of really good units in the game. She's a really good unit, but she doesn't really have like a niche that she does better than anyone else, especially because of her health. You can see right here, mine is like a level 12 now, I think, because I'm renting it, level 10 or 12, and she got absolutely worked by that Leo and that Hedera. So she's like a glass cannon. She does not have a lot of health to be working with over here, right? So 6 cost, but you get a stun and you get a damage boost, but she doesn't have a lot of health, right? And she has to evolve. So if you can't get her to evolve in a match, she's still fine, and she can definitely defend herself, but she's not going to be as strong as she would be if she was in the Berserk form. The Berserk form, or I guess Beast Mode is the proper term. The Beast Mode is great, right? If I had to rank these two units separately, I think the Beast Mode is definitely would be like a high A tier unit, right? And then regular Ava Unit 2 would be like maybe in the C range, right? B or C range. Because look at the Berserk form. Look how long it took her to attack that crystal. I don't really want that in a big team fight. I don't need her moving things around, like, you know, taking forever to hit a character. Like, hitting that Hedera just took her a million years. It definitely did distract that Hedera and the Space Godzilla from attacking my GMK, but for 6 energy for Unit 2 to just be, like, flailing around over there, I think I would rather have maybe Gigan 04 for 4 cost, do that, or the Kamacuras, right? So, she is good. I recommend that everyone try her out this season and form your own opinions. I like her a lot. I don't think she's as good as Unit 0 is just because of the consistency, but I totally think she's worth your time. Do you want to use your G materials into her outside of getting the Kiryu skin? If you're doing it this season, the season that this video goes live, her featured season, and you want the Kiryu Fruit Punch skin where makes Kiryu the Unit 2 covers, go ahead and use your G materials on it. After that season, with those challenges gone, I don't know if I would recommend using G materials on her, so use her while she's rented out at a high level now. Get your mileage out of her. She's a totally super fun unit. I just don't think she's going to be as prevalent in the meta going forward as someone like, let's say, GMK is. So that's my thoughts on her. That's my review. I like her a lot. I don't think she's going to see too much play going forward, but she's definitely a super fun addition to any team. And if you have her at a high enough level after this season, you could totally slot her into whatever you want, and she's going to perform just fine. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.